Crank.
Woo!
Frank the Crank.
Morning.
And Brogan Walker and Mike Sanchez here throwing down. And also our matchmaker, Mr. Ken.
Yo.
So, Ken, let's talk to you first about this fight card. As always, I got to give you props. The matchmaking on this one, it's on fleek.
On fleek.
Oh,
okay.
oh.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Chris.
And let's talk about this Mike Sanchez fight. I think this is going to be a fight to watch. McLean, Alfred, of course, Sanchez with a tough fight against McLean's training partner, Eclavea, last PXC.
Yeah, that was definitely a good fight. I think it showed a lot of Sanchez's, Mike's, great ground skills and some of his stand-up. And I think McLean is another, you guys are staring like, he's so close. I'm getting real nervous. But I think McLean is a good matchup for Mike. Both of them are very skilled on the ground. I think I'll probably give the advantage to Mike on the ground.
Yeah, and I think McLean has the advantage on the feet.
Yeah, probably. But McLean is a lot shorter than Mike, so it'd be an interesting test of
long versus short. I like how you did that, dude.
You saying that because Mike's in here with you, Ken?
He's really close to me.
Watch when we get
my neck, you know what I mean?
Watch when we get McLean in studio. Yeah, no, I think McLean's got an advantage.
Mike, let's talk about your strategy for this fight. Did you do anything different with the training? I know you're working the ground, obviously, coming out of purebred. That's what we're looking for is a submission, maybe something a little tricky. What you got in your bag of tricks there?
This fight, I'm just looking to come in a little more calm, work everything, it's mixed martial arts, so work the feet, work on the ground, and just see how the game plan unfolds from there.
Now, first MMA fight last time coming from jiu-jitsu, you kind of thought you were like a jiu-jitsu purist kind of guy to sort of see you in the Terror Dome. I think it dropped a lot of jaws. How was the nerves, man, that first fight? Do you think that going into the second fight now, it's going to be, like you said, a little more calm?
Yeah, I'm looking to set the pace this fight and just really work my game plan, yeah.
Yeah, you got to definitely check out that fight. It's going to be a good fight. Mike is really incredible on the ground. If you're a fan of PXC, you've never seen jiu-jitsu like Mike's.
I was sitting next to Ken during your fight, and he was like just gushing. Oh, look at that! Did you see that? Whoa, you see that? This guy's jiu-jitsu's pretty sick. And coming from a purple belt here,
Ken can fanboy out a little bit sometimes.
Just a tad, man.
Technical jiu-jitsu. He's got really technical jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure to see that.
It is, and I think this is going to be a good fight. A little bit of contrast in styles, Ken. What do you think?
Definitely, I don't want to take anything away from McLean. He is really a tough guy. He has a Napoleon complex. Short guy, but he's.
You mean that as a compliment?
No, I do mean it as a compliment. He's a tough guy, and Mike's got to be ready because McLean's going to bring it. McLean's very comfortable on the feet, and he's not a slouch on the ground.
No.
Yeah, it'll be a good fight.
I think it is going to be good. I don't want to label McLean as a brawler. But he kind of has that rep as like a brawler. But, he's not, like you said, no slouch on the ground.
Yeah, he's tough, man. He's tough. It'll be a good fight, one of the early fights of the night. And, it'll really set the pace for the rest of the show. So. And,
I just got to, say it's just so cute that we get boyfriend, girlfriend fighting on the same card. I don't know how you did that again. But, the first time I was like, oh, now I'm just like double awe.
Sometimes the stars align, So, congratulations to these two. They're engaged now.
Yeah. Oh, so. Wow.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you.
Are you recording this, Andy?
Indeed, I am.
Solid. So, Brogan, let's talk about you. Your training. Wow, one fight in, and you're already one of the fan favorites of the PXC. How's it feel to get the support from Guam?
Amazing. It's really amazing to step in there and just feel all the support from everyone. My opponent's definitely going to feel that. So, yeah.
Who's your opponent?
Guam behind me. Gabby Romero from New Mexico.
Okay, cool.
And she, I hear, is one of the top-ranked strawweights out there in the Arizona, New Mexico region, Ken.
Yeah, for grappling. So she's a really strong grappler. She trains at Jackson Winklejohn, so that's a really good MMA camp there.
It is, but I'll tell you, a little bit of Muay Thai can just throw off good grappling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Catch a knee somewhere. Sometimes all that grappling goes out the door.
Yeah, definitely. And Brogan. Her MMA record only shows a few fights, but she's very experienced in Muay Thai. years of experience, and she's a very good jiu-jitsu practitioner as well. So Gabby will have her hands full, but at the same time, it's a good test for her. Instead of an Asian opponent, like this time we got an opponent from the mainland U.S., so we'll see how it turns out.
Mainland USA, bro? Yeah. All right, bro. So, Brogan, this is a great time to be a female fighter, you know what I mean, with, the rise of Rousey and just so many of the stars. I mean, PXC has proven to be a springboard to the UFC. Is that, when you're training, is that something that you think about, that, hey, one day I could be, in the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, it's been in my mind. I have a lot of other things that I'm focusing on, and it's really important at times like this to just focus at the task at hand, because that's enough, I think. But, of course, it's crossed my mind. Yeah, definitely.
Just focus on now, right?
Yeah,
the rest
I've got
of it will
a lot.
just kind of take care of itself. If you get in there, you put on a good show, you rack up a few wins, maybe it'll open some eyes.
Yeah, definitely. And when you have so many things that can dictate a fight, it's a little different from Muay Thai. It's a little different from a jiu-jitsu match. There's so many things that can happen once you're in there that you really have to focus on everything that you are in control of. Just really focus on your training, nutrition. So that's what Mike and I have been doing. In addition to all of the typical things that we do, like jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, we've really been stepping up our game with Steve Oshiro with our strength and conditioning, which I think is a big advantage, and helping us out with nutrition. We thought we knew what to eat, but
Right.
now we really
Welcome to
do,
Guam.
and it makes a big difference, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what to eat.
So we have a whole list of things we're going to eat when we're off our diet, but
nice.
we won't talk about that right now.
So I got to ask you, you and Mike, when you guys train together, how competitive does it get
That's a good
between
question.
you two?
I'd say very competitive, because and I'm sure he feels the same way. I don't want to send him in there not prepared for something that he's going to face. So when we are training, we really bring it to each other.
I bet you guys have some crazy arguments, though. You know what I mean? Like, square up, let's go!
Yo, let me add to that, man. Like, it's so cool seeing these two train together. They're all lovey-dovey. Mr. and Miss power couple. But when they're in the gym, man, they're working. And it's just so cool to see, and how they, it gets. She says it's very competitive, but it's they really complement each other. It's just so cool to see how like a boyfriend and a girlfriend or a fiance, and it's it's cool,
All
man. But they go
lovey-dovey.
in there, but they'll train. They'll work.
It's lovey-dovey, but Brogan will kick him in the face.
I've seen that before.
You kicked my heart in the face. Brogan, what's your strategy going into this fight? Because the last one was just a straight up slugfest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the 90% of it, you had her in the clinch, and it was just So is that the same plan for this one?
No, I'm going to take things as it comes. A lot of people are like, Brogan's not going to take her to the ground, but like I said, I'll handle it when it comes. I'm not afraid to be on the ground anymore. I feel really comfortable. And watching my first fight, I'm like, man, I kind of wish that I would have had a little fun down there. I had a lot of fun in there, and I plan on having more fun this time. So if I see the opportunity to take it to the ground and I feel like I can control the fight from there, then I will.
Just
definitely.
train and be prepared for wherever it may go.
Oh
right?
yeah, I'm ready for whatever the 3 rounds has to bring. I got lots of gas in the tank. I'm ready to go.
All right, let's get Crank on here.
Let's get the crankster up here, man.
Oh gosh, here we go. Here we go.
Making
There
his
we
foray
go.
into mixed martial arts.
Yeah. So, Frank,
What's up, guys?
What's up? Long time no see since last time we saw you.
Yeah, so the last time I was here was PXC.
No. We're talking about last time we saw you.
Yeah.
At the lip sync throwdown. Final.
Did you ever,
so
did you ever
so I
fix your Zori?
Yeah, actually I do. It's actually right here.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna bring some technique from the lip sync backward
Right?
dancing,
Yeah.
but it sucks I can't bring my Zoris in there, so
Oh.
I'm kind of short.
You know,
High kicks are pretty good, man.
High kicks
yeah.
with a Zori fly is deadly,
Man.
dude.
I thought you could move in the ring. Wow. The video's up on you check it out KOM News. So, Frank, obviously your last fight in the PXC, it was just shocking. You know what I mean? Your hands, I think you could stand and go toe-to-toe with like anybody in the fight game, and then just to get submitted in a freak fashion, kind of, you know what I mean?
Oh man, dude, it was.
I couldn't believe it, honestly.
It was devastating, and it was But if anything, it was a really, really good, well-needed experience that I needed. As a martial artist, as a growing martial artist, and as a growing competitor, it was very. what's the word? It's very humbling, you know. Man, I got in there and I was, because it's really, this sounds so cliche. It's not how you start the fight, but it's how you end it. And man, it's true, man. Yusuke Kasuya was real tough, and man, he was weathering the storm. He took me down. I defended a technique wrong or differently.
Right.
One little move.
So you learn more from the mistakes and the defeats than you do a victory. You go in there and tap a dude out in the first round. It's like, okay.
Honestly, man, looking back at it, I was like, man, thank goodness it happened now.
Right.
Like, man, I've grown so much, and I gave my back to a back taker. He took it. I gave him an inch. He took a mile, and man, I was there with my hands not being raised.
Yeah.
And it was very humbling, man. But it was well needed.
I think it fired you up, dude. I mean, looking at you now, like you said, thank God it did happen then, and not further along your because you're on the rise, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I'm still young in my career. I just turned 26, and man, I've been in the fight game for a long time, and it's so awesome how I'm still learning, and it's and I'm excited for a lot of the up and comers and a lot of the other fighters that like, man, it's the journey, and it's great. It's great.
So, Frank, I really like the way your last fight, other than the loss, obviously, but the stand-up, dude. I noticed that you're going more towards keeping it standing. Has that been because you haven't had someone, like, take you down and get down to the ground, or are you just, like, consciously, like, dude, I want to stand and bang?
It's crazy. I've been training for the longest time. I do jiu-jitsu, I wrestle, I play a lot of judo. Man, I work on my Muay Thai, I work on my boxing, but for some odd reason, whenever they ring the bell, I'm like, okay, let's stay. You wanna stand it, man? My style, stand and bang, bro. Yeah. So for some reason, man, I love going out there. I love biting down my mouthpiece, but I think I really love the reaction from the crowd.
Yeah.
And but so just going back into the whole learning process as a martial artist, man. I gotta go in there and I gotta really exercise what martial arts is. How to inflict damage without taking any damage. So this next fight is very, very interesting, and I'm excited to kind of like play the full game.
Yeah,
play the full game.
Yeah,
but
this guy's no slouch either. I googled him the other day.
Yeah, who's your opponent?
Some good fights.
His name is Kengo Yura. He's a former pancrase champion.
Yeah.
Man, he's an OG. He's been in the game for a long time. It's kind of cool how mixed martial arts, it goes full circle. Man, his first fight, I think he fought like UFC's Mike Swick, and then his fifth fight, he fought like John Fitch. I was just like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I'm gonna be very honored to fight him, and most importantly, man, of what I'm gonna learn from just sharing the cage, with him for the next for 15 minutes or seconds.
So would you say he's kind of like a similar fighter to, compared to your last opponent?
This one actually I am most excited about because this guy will come in, he'll bite down his mouthpiece, and he'll throw.
And he likes to stand and throw.
He's gonna come in there and he's gonna stand, and he's a pressure fighter, so he's gonna come forward. And I'm if you saw my last fight, I'm a pressure fighter, so I try to keep guys on their heels.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try to keep me at my heels, so
that's gonna be interesting. Yeah,
so it's gonna be interesting. You know what I mean? So you might see a takedown. He might go for a takedown, or hey, we might just bite down our mouthpieces and let's slug it out, and let's see who's gonna come out on top.
It's gonna be a good show for the fans for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight.
Anything you guys want to say, all three of you? Crank, any message, to the opponent, to the fans, any shout outs you want to make, sponsors, anything like that?
I just hope that everyone comes out and, most importantly, come out and support the local and the local fighters. We thank you guys so much for coming out for the support, and without you guys, it's, we're nothing.
Right.
And, we're all just trying to take it to the next level, and it won't happen with you guys. And, man, my sponsors, my family, man, my girlfriend, Sarah, my family in Saipan, the typhoon kind of hit hard,
Yeah.
So, man,
God bless you, man.
Yeah, so just think about them, and just all the people of the island of Guam, and man, my sponsors, Cars Plus, and just everyone, TPI, Tropical Productions, KOM, the Andy and Chris show, or is it the Chris and Andy show?
He just was going alphabetically, Andy. Get real, come on.
Alphabetical order,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, thank you guys so much, and everyone for tuning in. It's really an honor and a pleasure, and I'm always humbled, and it's always a great experience.
All right, so I know you guys are cutting weight, getting ready for the weigh-ins and the fight, so we're going to cut you loose, and thanks for coming by. Ken, anything you want to...
Real quick, Mike, and let's get Mike and Brogan have their little shout-outs message to whoever you want.
Definitely. Thank you, everybody. Like Frank said, we can't do it without you guys. Thank you, fans. Thank you to my sponsors, Haga. Thank you, Fit360, for really whipping us into shape.
All right.
Thank you, Steve Oshiro. And thank you guys for having us.
Always a pleasure. Mike? Or is she the spokesperson for the power couple?
What she said.
Frank and Brogan said it right, we just want to thank everyone for the support, and just come out and watch the fights on Friday.
All right, fantastic. Best of luck to all of you. It's going to be a great show. Ken, anything else?
Just check out the Field House on Friday. It's going to be an awesome night of fights. You heard from these three guys right now. We have like 9 or 10 local fighters fighting on the card, and they're very experienced fighters. You heard from the 3 today. We'll get 6 of these guys in tomorrow from Underworld Xtreme, Guam Muay Thai. So a bunch of local talent getting to test their skills against a lot of international talent. So yeah, see you Friday.
There you go. Calm under pressure. That's our matchmaker, Mr. Ken Nicholas. We'll see you Friday, the proving grounds. You know what I mean? It's PXC49. We're taking a break?
Yep.
All right, we're back with more of the all-new Guam's favorite. Good morning.